economic level from custodian of two holy mosques, His Majesty King Salman, and His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Crown Prince and Prime Minister, that the relationship at the economic level should be elevated to reach its full potential and to be equal to the political relationship that already exists. We're happy about the results of the Intergovernmental Commission conducted last year, led by His Highness Prince Faisal bin Abdullah Farhan, our Foreign Minister, and the Foreign Minister of Kenya, and all of the confirmation that have come out of it to strengthen that relationship, as I mentioned. The issue of contribution of Kenyans in Saudi Arabia has been addressed by Her Excellency Minister Flores Bori. We're proud of the contribution of 200,000 brothers and sisters from Kenya who are part of the fabric of the kingdom and who are making great contributions at all levels of our economy. And I'm particularly proud that Your Excellency used to be a leader in our financial sector in a former role that you had when you were in the private sector. And I emphasize today to Her Excellency that we want more Kenyans in technology and entrepreneurship and leadership to come to Saudi Arabia and contribute to their own careers, their own well-being, their families, but also to the tremendous growth that Saudi Arabia is undertaking as we implement our Vision 2030 and leapfrog from number 20 economy back in 2016 to 17 economy today and 15 and above by the end of this decade. Our relationship with Africa is very strong and getting stronger, and we hope that Kenya will be a bridge and a hub, certainly for the Eastern Africa part of the continent as we increase our trade, bilateral trade and investment. In addition to the 1 million jobs that Her Excellency has targeted for us to create in the kingdom, which we welcome the challenge, we hope to create an equal number of jobs here in Kenya through Saudi investments in Kenya if we get the right opportunities, the right enablement, the right support. And certainly the Saudi companies with us today are capable of doing that in agriculture and logistics and shipping and energy and petrochemicals and fertilizers and hospitality and tourism and technology and digital fields, as we bring what strengths that Saudi Arabia has and its companies have with the capabilities that your private sector, your startups, and your natural resources, but the most important element we believe in Kenya is your fantastic human resources, your young, educated, highly ethical population that we are hoping to enable and to tap and to unleash to better themselves, better Kenya, and also better Saudi Arabia and the companies that will be involved. So happy to be here and happy to continue the journey that His Excellency and I and my colleagues in the kingdom started last year when he visited the kingdom the first time after COVID, and we've been in continuous dialogue, and we believe the best days of Saudi Arabia and Kenya are still ahead of us. And with the political support we're getting from our respective leadership, we're extremely optimistic that great things are still to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name is Orim Mujenga from KBC. I would like to know the status of the trade war
between Kenya and Saudi Arabia. Now that we know it's in favor of Saudi Arabia, how are you addressing that trade imbalance? Second is on the worth of these deals that will be clinched during this period that Saudi Arabia will be here, and also from UCS and from UCS LIB as well, how the demonstrations are affecting the trade investment in the country.
Let me say, first of all, on the issue of the trade imbalance, I do not want to look at this from a point of view of imbalance. I always look at it in terms of how much potential, the opportunity loss, the opportunity cost that we have not exploited, and it is huge. I would not even want to talk about this, what we are exporting and importing, because, you know, the opportunities are immense. So suffice it to say that through this relationship and what we are going to work together, we are going to exponentially increase the level of exports from Kenya to Saudi Arabia. And also to use Kenya as a focal point for logistics for export from Saudi Arabia to not just Kenya but to the rest of especially sub-Saharan Africa. On the value of the deals that are signed, we are still at the formative stages. We are still discussing. Let me say that the opportunities are immense, are huge in all sectors across all the 22 companies that we are starting with and that we are piloting with. The only thing I would want to highlight here is that the combined market capitalization of the companies that are in Nairobi today is $2.5 trillion. So that should start to tell you the amount, and, you know, for avoidance of doubt, we're talking about 300 trillion Kenya shillings. You know, just for avoidance of doubt, the net worth of the companies. So even as we move to actualize this relationship, I think you know, you can start to imagine the size of the deals that we are going to have, whether in water, whether it is in shipping and logistics, whether it is in aviation, whether it is in agriculture and all these areas. And we shall be sharing with you these details. On the issue of whatever else will be happening in the political arena, I think, let me just say this, for avoidance of doubt. Global investors are very resilient nowadays. They're very resilient. They operate in hotspots. They operate in much more harsh environments. The modern day investor knows what they are looking for. The modern day investor looks at the opportunities, not in the small rabblings that would be here and there. And so the presence of, you know, $2.5 trillion company that we have today shows the kind of consistency, confidence, and the resilience of Saudi investors and indeed all global investors. And we'll keep on focused and we'll march on. Nothing is going to derail the agenda of the Kenyan government to ensure that we create an environment that is conducive for investment as a growth takeoff. If we do not have investment, how are we going to improve the standards of living of the people? So if we allow ourselves to be sidetracked by any noises that can come out there, you know, that we are not going to achieve our objective. This morning, we had a bilateral engagement between President Ibrahim Raisi of Iran and President Ruto, which I attended. We are here today. At Safari Park Hotel, we have got 54 ministers of trade of Africa who are discussing how to take forward the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. This evening, I am going to receive the Minister for, Coordinating Minister for Investment and Maritime of the Republic of Indonesia, General Ruhut, who is coming with a delegation of 40 people from the private sector, Afri-Exim Bank, and we had Saudi Exim Bank, who are their partners. The President is arriving on Friday for a discussion with the President and myself. On Monday, the U.S. Trade Representative Catherine Tai is in Kenya to discuss our strategic trade investment partnership, which we hope to sign by the end of this year. So business is going on and we are focused. We are talking to people who, I as someone who has worked in Saudi Arabia, who have and overcome very serious challenges. And now today, Saudi Arabia is one of the most booming and growing, resilient economies of the world. If I share with you, especially over the last 15 years, 22 years actually, of serious challenges that Saudi Arabia has overcome, I am very proud and I'm happy to be associated, because as someone who was working in Saudi Arabia when they were going through those challenges and seeing how as a people they have come together to overcome those challenges and to be very firm on the growth, on the trajectory of growth, what we're having here is just but a picnic. Thank you.
Well answered. Thank you.
Thank you.